Hi guys, happy September. I can't believe September is here already. That's just crazy. I hope you're all doing really well, and I just thought I would bring you another update. Sometimes I don't even know if I'm bringing this to like people or to myself to look back on, but either way, I always get a couple comments, so yeah. So in the last video I was just talking about how I was feeling really positive, and I just had like a great reduction in anxiety, and I was just really talking in detail about the stuff that I did that helped with that. And I guess in this video I'm just going to talk about how I've been doing this past week. Like, I think I want to do a weekly check-in and just talk about how I'm feeling as each week passes. I don't know if I posted it exactly a week ago or a little more. I'm just a bit out of breath because I've been working out. So yeah, I guess that's something I've got to update about. So in the last video I was just talking about how I'd been increasing my calories, eating pretty healthy, and I'd just been reading more, and I was just talking about all of that. Well, I decided that I really wanted to start like actually working out. I made this decision probably like right after I made the last video, so it's not like I've been working out for a long time. I mean, I've worked out on and off throughout my life, you know, I've done tutorials here and there. But I've consistently been working out every single day for the past week, and I'm just like really proud of myself. I've been working out for 40 minutes every night when Chloe goes to bed. And I can tell you, it's hard, especially when I've had about 4 hours sleep, got up at 4:30 in the morning, been with my daughter for 12 hours, and I'm completely knackered. But I don't know if you Americans say knackered or if that's just the Brits. But I can tell you, it's like, it's hard to pull myself up and work out. But then I just know, like, if I don't work out and I just go to bed and lay down, at night I'm gonna be like, oh, I feel so overweight, I feel so horrible in my body, I feel lethargic. And I just know if I get myself up and work out, I can rest for the rest of the night, and it's only 40 minutes out of my day, and I'm going to feel a lot better about myself. So I've been doing that, and I've been doing things like, I've been lifting a bit of weight, only about 10 pounds, but I've been doing a lot of things with that 10-pound weight to try and strengthen my arms. I'm really working on this part of my arm, trying to just reduce it a bit and just kind of gain some muscle here. So that's something I've been doing. I've been doing a lot of hip thrusts, crunches. I've been practicing on a pull-up bar. I can't pull myself up yet. I can kind of just hang, but I think that's better than nothing, you know. And maybe eventually, like as my arms get stronger, I'll be able to pull myself up. So I've just been doing quite a lot of different things. And I find that if I just play some good music, like some woman empowering music, like where the lyrics like talking about being strong, like I'll want to work out. So that's what I've been doing. Something else I wanted to talk about was I've been able to eat quite a huge amount of calories without gaining weight, which is like not normal for me. I spent my whole life struggling to eat properly. And I think that what happened was all of these crash yo-yo diets where I've greatly calorie restricted caused my metabolism to turn to absolute shite. So when I ate about 1,000 calories, my body would immediately store it as fat. And it was a very big problem for me, something I really struggled with, because I damaged my body and starved my body so much. When I actually gave my body any amount of food, it would hold on to it as fat. I found it very difficult for many years to eat a normal caloric intake without extreme weight gain. Even if I was to eat 1,500 calories a day, I found myself struggling to not gain weight, and then I would gain weight and then I'd end up going back to a calorie restriction. So what I did was, a few weeks ago I just decided that I was going to start eating more. Initially I didn't really track my calories, but I believe I was going around 2,500 calories. Initially, I gained quite a bit of weight. I gained about 15 pounds, and I felt very low in my self-esteem about it. I felt a lot of shame and a lot of guilt, but I knew that it was going to take time for my metabolism to realize that I'm feeding it, it was constantly in a state of panic, so whenever I ate, I would gain weight. So I realised I can't just go back to reducing my calories, I've just got to stay eating, and eventually I'm going to stop gaining weight and my body's going to be like, oh, okay, we're getting a consistent amount of calories every day. So I just kind of stuck with it. I did feel a lot of mixed feelings about eating. Anyway, it got to a point where I was able to maintain my weight, so then I gradually went even higher in my calories. Now, it was more experimental at first. I really didn't think that I could eat above 2,000 calories without immediately gaining weight. And then I came across this fascinating book called The Binge Code, and it talks all about binging and eating disorders, and it mentioned that apparently, I believe it was in the 1990s, some very large company, medicine, government website stated that the average American should be consuming 2,000 calories. And apparently they stated it as 2,000 when it was supposed to be 2,400 for a sedentary American, but they didn't want to make it such an uneven number, so they just rounded it to 2,000. So the average American is like, when they're trying to eat 2,000 calories, it's often under what the average person needs, and then that results in binging and a whole series of problems. So we're talking about how someone who's fairly active could eat up to 3,000 calories without weight gain, but people are just not aware of this because everything always says 2,000 on all these websites. Anyway, so I decided to just experiment. I just kind of thought about my activity level, and I realised I'm actually very, very active. I'm constantly on my feet all day, taking care of my daughter, cleaning, plus working out now. So I've been ranging from around 2,500 to 3,000 calories every single day, and I've managed to maintain my weight. Another thing I've had to come to accept is that weight can fluctuate mildly throughout the week. You know, it's very normal to gain about 2 pounds and then lose 2 pounds over the course of 4 or 5 days. So I've noticed my body in the course of 1 week tends to range between 155 and 160 pounds. And it doesn't matter if I'm on 2,000 calories or 3,000, it's just the body's natural way of, you know, digesting food. Some days, depending on what you eat, you're going to hold your food a bit longer, and obviously it's got to come out eventually, but I've just noticed from personal experience that if I step on the scale and I've eaten 2,800 calories and I weigh 1 pound more, I could eat 3,000 calories the next day and lose that weight plus another pound. So I've kind of come to a point where I'm not panicked every time I go up a pound on the scale, because it always goes back down. So yeah, I've basically maintained my weight for a while now, and I'm feeling really happy in my body. I am around, 155, 160 pounds, and I'm 5'8", but I've just come to realise that that's my body's normal kind of weight to hold. I'm not a very, very thin girl, I'm curvy, and that's just kind of how my body is structured. I have wide hips, heavy muscles, bones, that stuff. So I don't know, your body's always going to try and come back to the place where it's meant to be. So throughout my entire life with crash dieting, gaining weight, losing weight, the place that I'd always eventually come back to was around 155, 160. It didn't matter like what I did, whether I gained 50, lose 50 pounds. It kind of always ended up going back to that point since I was about 13. So I kind of just came to realise that that's kind of what I'm meant to be at. Everyone's kind of got that point, and it doesn't have to be your skinniest point. It doesn't have to be your curviest point. It can just be kind of in between. Anyway, in terms of my emotional health recently, I've been feeling, I've been having ups and downs. I'm still feeling quite positive, but I've been having some nights where I'm feeling quite depressed, and I think I might be having a bit of a wacky hormone month. I'm not sure. So most of my life I had a 28-day cycle, and it was very reliable. I'd get my period every 28 days. And then in, I would say about January, my cycle suddenly went to 21 days. I was having mid-cycle bleeding. I was having a whole series of issues. And it consistently stayed at a 21 cycle for the past few months. And I knew it was a bit odd, like that's such a short cycle. Anyway, this month I'm already 3 days late on my period, and part of me thinks that it might be because I'm eating so healthily and working out that my cycle's going longer again, so maybe I'm just going to go back to a longer cycle, I don't know. But I've been feeling some funny like emotions in my body, just very hormonal. I felt initially very premenstrual, very like angry feelings, irritated feelings, and then that kind of went, and now I'm kind of back to like my normal sort of feelings where my period's already finished. It's really weird. And everyone's probably like immediately like, oh, are you pregnant? Like all of that. No, I don't believe I am. I've taken a test and it's negative, so I don't think that's what's going on. But it's definitely very strange. And I guess I feel a little out of tune with my body. I'm just like, what's happening? And I've just been having some anxiety here and there, but I'm not too panicked. I'm still doing pretty well in my life, and I've been doing a lot of reading, and yeah, I don't know. I think there's a lot more to say. Tomorrow's me and my boyfriend's 6-month anniversary. These 6 months have flown by like so fast. It's crazy, but I couldn't be happier to be with him. You know, he's a wonderful, wonderful man, and I'm really, really lucky. And yeah, that's it for this video.